from 2nd of April till 11th of May, Mars will enter into the sign of Pisces. Now, when Mars comes into Pisces, you will see that it will make a combination with Saturn. Saturn has been residing here for a very long time now, from March of 29, 2025. Now, when Mars comes with Saturn, so there are two ways to look at it. Number one, you will see that whenever Saturn goes into the house of Mars, that is Aries, it becomes debilitated. That means Mars is more powerful. And when Mars goes to the sign of Capricorn, it becomes exalted. So this means that Mars is much more powerful than Saturn when it comes to the dignity. Now, when we see this kind of a combination, when Mars and Saturn comes, it actually mitigates all the negative effects of Saturn and takes control over that house. That is the nature of Mars. Wherever it goes, it dominates the house it is sitting. So let's understand how it is going to be there for all the 12 signs and how we are going to benefit from this kind of a transit. The ascendant lord of your sign is going to the 12th house where Saturn has been sitting. Now, also on combination, if we see that right now, Surya, Sun is also in the 12th house for you till 14th of April, and it will go into exaltation. But that means Mars is in extreme power right now. With Mars coming to the 12th house, you will see that 12th house is a major character of expenses, and with Saturn here, slowly one point to another, expenses must be rising. With ascendant lord coming to the 12th house, it will make sure that it will keep a pause on the expenses because it has to protect you in every case. Mars is not only entering into the 12th house for you in transit, but it is also going to make a Vipreet Rajyog. That means 8th house lord will be in the 12th house, making Vipreet Rajyog. Vipreet Rajyog means all the trouble that has happened in the beginning is now going to sometimes solve with this presence of Mars. With this Mars, you will also see that it is going to be a very major breakthrough when it comes to enemies in life. Somewhere as we are progressing in life, we have people around us who may create inimical behavior in our life, who may come and create some obstacles. Maybe that is sometimes family members, sometimes bosses, sometimes friends, so many places. But here with Mars coming here, it has to give you justice. Not only Mars is present, is coming to the 12th house, but it is also going to change the aspects. So the aspect is going to go on the fourth aspect on the third house of courage. That means this is the time that your action taking ability or risk taking ability will be much more higher. It will be looking at the sixth house, that is the house related to your enemies. It will make sure that all the enemies are like warded off. Like it will make sure that all the competitions, enemies are taken care of. And with Saturn, it will completely overpower the energy of Saturn, and all the delays that were causing related to either foreign settlement, foreign travel, some even if you're already in a foreign country and facing lot of delays and obstacles, this Mars comes as a very big ease. Between 2nd of April and 11th of May, you will see that majority of the problems related to financially, like debt has been creating challenges for you. You will see that in those areas the prospects will be very, very great. Now, since Mars is putting an aspect, the eighth aspect on the seventh house, this is something where we need to be a little bit of careful about, because this eighth aspect is related to great transformation coming in the relationship pattern. Sometimes Mars is a cruel planet. It is a cruel planet already, but uh, in such situations, sometimes hard transformation related to sometimes breakup of any kind of partnership which has not going well. Challenges in spousal relationship also can be seen, but on an overall level, this Mars is very, very benefic for you. You will see that all the toxic addictions, like even addiction, like eighth house lord, right? Eighth house is all about addictions, all about bad things, we can say. If there are a lot of problems going on with your health also, with some addiction like smoking, drinking, even digital addiction has become a very big addiction at this point of moment, you will see that you will have the strength to overpower all those things, and make sure that you're taking the right decisions in your life. Your daily routine, which has been somehow become very, very unpredictable for you only, that okay, tomorrow I'm going to gym or not going to gym, tomorrow I'm going to do this kind of new studies or no, everything is going to be taking much more center stage, and things are going to become very much powerful for you. You will also see that when it comes to Saturn in the 12th house, from last 1 year, lot of isolation, lot of things related to you being completely isolated, not included in many groups, etc. You will see that kind of nature also changes, and this time it will be a very powerful time to you for inclusiveness. You will be included in many things. With Mars and Sun both together in the 12th house, there is also possibility that those who are trying to go for a foreign country, trying to go for education in a foreign country, doors will open also here. 12th house is a very important house and also called the moksha bhava, which means that there is possibility of you getting some kind of spiritual awakening. Also spiritual exploration will become much more higher, and there can be possibility that suddenly some situation will happen between 2nd of April till 11th of May, which may take you towards either an ashram, either some kind of temple pilgrimage. So that is going to be again a very very powerful event for you. Now, with this Mars, you have to understand that all the problems related to sleep pattern, fear, related to anxiety is going to calm down for you. So it's a very, very great and a powerful transit for all the Aries ascendant people. Make the best of it. This is the time to start taking action on the things that you have been waiting for. Either it is job, either it is business, either it is relationships. This is the time to take action and do something, that you have been hesitant to do, like, okay, I don't want to do this. Even if it is good, take action. Even if it is bad and sometimes temporarily it may cause a little bit of stress to you, but still take action, because this is the time that you're really able to overcome many major difficulties from your life. So have a great time, all the very best. Do comment below, let me know how Saturn has been acting from the time it has entered into Pisces here, and with Mars coming here, you will see that how powerful progress is. So in fact, comment now also that what is happening, and later also a month later come back to the video and comment that how Mars actually gave so much of peace to you. Okay, all the very best. Do subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Let's move to Taurus. Taurus, we will see that the 11th house is where Saturn is residing from a very, very long time, from 29th of March 2025 until now. Finally, with Saturn, now Mars, the 12th house lord, as well as the lord that is your 7th house lord, will enter into the 11th house. So, any problems that you have been facing, either in relationships, either in partnerships, either something to do in a foreign country, like you are already in a foreign country and suddenly you're facing some problems related to that long distance, or maybe some visa problems, problems related to status, etc. This is the time that lot of your wishes and your hopes are going to come true. Now, understand the pattern of Mars. In the house of Mars, that is in the sign of Aries, Saturn becomes debilitated. When Saturn goes to the house of Capricorn, when Mars goes to the house of Capricorn, Mars becomes exalted. So that means Mars has major power here when it comes to with a combination of Saturn. In fact, not only this, from now till 14th of April, Sun is also here. So you will see major changes from 2nd of April till 14th of April. After that also, when Sun goes to the sign of exaltation, that's great. But Mars is going to give you some very great results here. Anything that is related to your gains, that is something that gains that are supposed to come to you, that are already in pipeline, people, if things have been just delaying, either related to contractuals also, like some contracts which are keeping on delaying, nothing, there is no progress in those areas. You will see some very powerful things uh, you know uh, working in your favor. And the stagnation related to your goals that you were supposed to achieve and it's getting delayed, you will see that with this period Saturn was likely testing you that, okay, how much patience do you have? But Mars does not have patience. Mars will come here and make sure that all the deals, all the goals, all the contracts are going to happen for you. Also, when it comes to your social networks, where you have been trying to reach out to people and it was very slow response, that no one was trying to help you, no one was trying to take your concerns forward, you will see that progress is happening, especially in areas related to business partnerships. If you were reaching out to many people for progression, nothing was happening, you will see that now things are in your place and you will aggressively pursue your desires. Or sometimes when it comes to hierarchy, when we want a big position, a comfortable position, a authoritative position, that's also what this Mars is going to do for you. So overall, Mars in the 11th house is very, very favorable. Especially this is favorable and it gives very major financial transformation and relief. I will explain you how. The fourth aspect of Mars goes on the second house. The aspect goes on the fifth house also. So those who are struggling in share and stock market, there all the valuation related to share stocks were going down, up, there was a lot of fluctuations. Here you will start seeing some progress. Also, because Mars is putting the fourth aspect on the second house, those who are dealing with fixed assets or real estate and not able to make very big progress in that area, you will see some great progress coming in that side also. Mars is putting the seventh aspect on your fifth house here, and collectively with with Saturn, it will make sure it overpowers the aspect also, which means that related to your love life also, which was completely stalled, nothing was moving forward. Now there will be a little bit of action in that area. Also, when it comes to cryptocurrency, share market, stock market, which has been continuously going down, you will see now progress happening. And the major progress, the major transformation is the eighth aspect of Mars, which is happening on your sixth house, which means that all the problems related to debt, which you have been able to not actually, we could say that it is the problem where you are not even finding the resources, that how do I manage everything, will now have a lot of clarity. And enemies, especially enemies, those who are very hidden, those who are trying to tarnish your image, those who are trying to create problems to you, suddenly you will see that surge of power in you, that you will be able to actually overpower them also. With Saturn and Mars coming together, Saturn is very old. So it means that old problems that has been going for a very long time, from 1 year, like that problem is not ending. Now it is the time that Mars will take over and it will end. The maximum losses, the expenses that were out of control, and especially if you're in a foreign country, not having a job, etc. This time you will see some progress happening for you. Now you will also see that when it comes to your attitude, which was also very, we can say, in this situation could have been very, um, because Saturn is putting the third aspect on the lagna, right? So it means it makes you lazy. That laziness will also go somewhere where you're not able to speak up or bring that, problem to surface. This is the time that you will become very brave, and you will bring all those things to surface because of the fourth aspect of Mars in the second house. You'll be able to, your speech will become very, very awesome. This period also allows you to do two or three important things. That is, sometimes some rewards, some promotions, some new job offers, something that would have been in your continuous favor, but because of Saturn's influence of slow and patience, it did not come to you at this point of time. You will see that suddenly and immediately things will fall into place. So this transit of Mars, the reason of making this video of 2nd April to 11th May is to make you understand that this is not the time to think about delays. It is the time more to take absolute action in whichever area of your life you're trying to achieve some goal. This is the time to become more powerful. Okay, I hope that you understand what I'm trying to express. I wish I could talk to you directly and express this, but the point is, this is very powerful transit of Mars, where Saturn, who is kind of yoga karka for you, but doesn't matter. The inherent nature of Saturn is delays. It will end, and you will start seeing much more progress during this time. Okay, all the very best. I hope that you got a little bit of idea about how this period is going to work out for you. Do comment below, let me know what are the combinations that you have in your chart and what is causing delay, what is the Mahadasha Antardasha. I can give you more insight about this kind of a placement. Do subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Let's move to Gemini now. When we look at Gemini here, the 10th house, the house of career, is where Saturn is placed. And now, as we are looking at the transit of Mars, which is going to bring a very big relief to all the people related to Gemini ascendant, especially because of the placement in the Kendra and in the 10th house, where Mars gets directional strength, Digbala. So Sun is also here now, Mars is also here. It is going to bring massive success in the career area, which has been stalled for a very long period of time. Saturn, whenever it transits into the 10th house, it tries to make everything's very slow. See, not only slow related to this, but slow related to even those people who have traveled to foreign country and were thinking that things will be in pace. Because of the aspect of Saturn in the 12th house, it shows quite isolation and progress, very stalled progress in a distant place. Somewhere with Mars is going to put an aspect on your ascendant on the fourth and the fifth house. Because of the seventh and the eighth aspect, you will see the progress suddenly, which is going to be unavoidable. This progress is unavoidable. With Mars coming to the 10th house, it has to give you power. It has to also give you regain status. Like, the something where you were not given so much what you call importance at certain point of time in your career. This time Mars comes here and tells you that you are going to get that progress 100%, even by aggression, by force, but it has to come to you. So which is very good. You will see that, when it comes to Mars, you will feel an irresistible urge to take command of your workplace. Even if you have been hesitant to start a new project or new job, or apply for a new job, or actually confront people in your workplaces, those who are causing trouble to you, this Mars becomes a very, very, this transit is a very benchmark transit for this year. Especially now, see, your second transit that is happening in June is going to be Jupiter becoming exalted in the second house. But this also makes a very, very big difference in your life, and that is unavoidable changes that are coming to you for good. Now, in this situation, the biggest transformation is going to come in those people who have done startups, those who have done new startups, those who are trying to figure out their balance and energy related to their, to the effort they are putting. Mars is going to give you 100% great results of that effort also. If you have been hesitant to start a new project or seek promotion or even discuss about that kind of an element, here you will see that great things are coming to you. Mars will also give you that general's authority, someone who has an authority to take decision. Sometimes you are in a place, you are in even in a powerful place, but you're not able to take the right decisions. This time Mars empowers you to take right decisions. It's going to be very, very good. See, the nature of Saturn cannot be changed and the nature of Mars cannot be changed. When we look at Mars, it goes to the sign of Capricorn, becomes exalted. That means, see the power that it goes to the Saturn's domain and become exalted. Saturn goes to the house of Mars and becomes debilitated. So who becomes more powerful here? Mars becomes more powerful here. Mars is a malefic planet because of the nature of krurata, nature of aggression. But when it comes to Mars completing task, it will not think about anything. It has to complete task. This is the right time for you to apply for new jobs, ask for promotion, ask for real power. This is the kind that you're going on. Those who are not having a job, please try aggressively, very powerfully hard, because Sun is also here and Mars is also here from 11th, sorry, from 2nd till 14th of April. Tends to be a very important phase of your life where you cannot become lazy. You have to put effort. That is what is required. Also, when it comes to, you know when it comes to Mars is always like someone who is giving directions to other people. In the celestial system, it's an army. And when we talk about Saturn, it is a servant. So that means here Mars is going to give lot of direction to Saturn, to the servant also, to make sure to take the right actions in life. So it is going to be very powerful when it comes to fame, name, ability, dignity, your status in your workplace. It is all going to increase during this time, and you are supposed to climb that, either in a corporate sector, either in your own, we can say, startups, or either in a business. It has to be progressive only for you. Very, very nice placement of Saturn. Very nice placement of actually Mars in the 10th house for you. Very beautiful. Now, only concern here is with the eighth aspect of Mars, because the eighth aspect of Mars comes on the sign of Venus in the fifth house, which is related to love and romance and children also. Sometimes because of this eighth aspect of Mars, and which is very hidden, very secretive, so it can create sometimes some misunderstandings between you and your spouse, between you and your love partner, between sometimes you and your children also. They may not understand the energy shift at this point of time. So try to be more open and communicative. Try to make sure that at least a little bit of hint or some idea has been given to the other party, to your children or to your spouse or to your lover or to your romantic partner, so that they know that this is a very big transformation that you're going through. And that is why there is a little bit of negligence, or we can say not too much of involvement in these areas. So this is something that you need to make very clear. But overall, one of the best happening transits. So happy to read this for you guys. It's going to be amazing. Okay, I hope that you got a little bit of clarity about the transit that is happening, and I would request you to comment below. Let me know how Saturn has put hindrance in you, or was it going very good, or what are you expecting? Any promotions expecting? What Mahadasha, Antardasha you're going through? What kind of placement do you have of your natal Mars, natal Saturn? This will give us more idea about how to look at this kind of a placement. Okay, thank you. All the best. Do subscribe. I will see you in the next video. For all the Cancer people, we will see that Mars is the Yoga Karka. That is one of the most important planets for you. And because of this transit of Mars that is happening from 2nd of April till 11th of May, it will go and make a conjunction and a combination in the same house that where Saturn is residing. Saturn is the 7th and the 8th house lord for you, gone into the ninth house. When it comes to ninth house, Saturn, you will see that progress related to many things related to philosophical environment, where is many things related to your destiny, many things related to your higher education, everything would delay. Like something where destiny allows you to get something very quickly, and suddenly that thing is coming to the end and you're not able to achieve it. That's the kind of nature Saturn puts in the ninth house. Because of the aspect of Saturn which is on the 11th house, third house, and as well as on the sixth house, you must have seen that when it comes to even social gains, when it comes to judiciary success, you may always have some kind of delays, some kind of challenges in these areas. Now the focus is completely shifting with Mars, who's the Yoga Karka and the 10th house Lord, coming to the ninth house of destiny, which is going to bring some very great success to you. Something that has been waiting, or something where your destiny, has to act right now, will act in a very beautiful way. The fifth house Lord is coming fifth from itself. Those who are doing higher education, you will see a massive relief in your higher education status. Also, those who are thinking of, see, ninth house is also the house that is related to long distance journey, sometimes even journey related to higher education to a foreign country, sometimes for work related purposes to a foreign country. If anything was pending, anything that was not going according to the plan that you have, you will see that at this point of time such kind of things will start happening for you. With Mars and Saturn combination, you will also see that when it comes to the house related to the where Mars is aspecting, Mars is looking at the 12th, at the third, and at the fourth house. Those people who have been having delays or challenges related to real estate, that problem also solves. Those who are waiting for their visas, passport renewals, anything to do in government documentation, these things also start working for you, and especially for people who are applying for visa, because from here Mars is putting that fourth aspect on the 12th house, which means it gives you sukha, it gives you relaxation in a foreign country. Some big and major transformation related to your career is also coming, because 10th house Lord has come to the ninth house. Something that your destiny is awaiting for you to take a step in your career. Either it is related to a job change, either it is related to some kind of status change, dignity change, or even destination change. Like there is possibility that if you're applying for a different destination or waiting for some transfers, etc., you will see progress in these areas also. Now you will also see that when it comes to the righteous stand that you need to take against your we can say gurus, teachers, mentors, sometimes they can always never be right. So if there is some issues going on in those areas related to making some adjustments in that pattern, you will also see some very powerful things in those areas. Also, when we look at this kind of a ninth house placement of what is it, Mars, and with the aspect on the fourth house, you will see that that's the eighth aspect. So some major transformation related to your home is happening. Sometimes it can be long lost authority that you are waiting for in your home. Sometimes even when it comes to if you're going through a judicial problem related to property related transactions, then also you will see some great progress. Because Mars is looking at the third house and Mars signifies your siblings, there may be some pending karmas with your siblings which may also come on surface right now. And because Mars is in super power, Sun is also here. This is just a small teaser. After 11th of May, actually not even 11th of May, as soon as Sun will become exalted in the 10th house for you, coming 14th of April, you will see some massive progress in your career. Massive means massive progress. Somewhere, if you are working part-time, there may be opportunity of full-time. If you're working full-time, there may be new job offers. If you're even waiting for any promotion, changes, transfers, everything is looking in your favor. So do as much, like, take as much as stress as you can during this time, because it's going to work out for you. Especially now comes to expenses with this situation, because Saturn is looking slowly at the sixth house. Debt is very high, because Saturn, from the time it has come here, it is looking with the 10th aspect on the sixth house. So slow repayment of debt happens at this point of time. With this Mars coming in, you will see that Saturn already is combust right now because of Sun. Secondly, Mars completely overpowers, and when it comes to getting some new new methods, new way of we can say income generation. You will see that income generation will also happen. So it's overall one of the best transit that I can say that is happening for you. When it comes to father figures, gurus, teachers, if somewhere it is said that with Mars always needs the guidance of Jupiter. So in this situation, if you're making very big transits or very big decisions in your life, it is better to run past through your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. But on the other hand, because Mars is an aggressive energy also, if there is something that you need to confront them about, that this is wrong, this is right, that is also the right period, and you will be heard. And there will be also possibility that because of this kind of a nature or this kind of attitude that you put forward, you may actually ease down on some very big problem that was going on in the career area. With Mars here, it is also, if you see, it is the lord of the fifth house. That means related to children, those who have been trying very hard for progeny, or those who have been those children are not well, are suffering, are having health problems or career problems. You will see progress. And that means, because of your guidance, sometimes because of the circumstances around you, you may be in a position, or you may be in a in a place where you can actually guide them into one of the most positive senses during this time. It is a time of spiritual empowerment also, that you should provide to yourself spiritually. You should pick up some kind of a spiritual book, or start reading, start understanding the more deeper values of life. And when it comes, your intuition becomes your most aggressive weapon, because when the lord of the dharma, when lord of the 10th house comes to the house of dharma, your intuition, your gut feeling actually becomes so amazing that you're able to sometimes, because of that gut feeling, you're able to even um, avoid a very big mishap that was supposed to happen. So try to listen to your gut feeling during this time from 2nd of April till 11th of May. Very beautiful period. All your stress, all your struggle is going to end during this time. Very happy to make this video. And this was an important video. That's why I made suddenly a transit video, because it is important for you to understand how opportunities are coming and how we want to grab them. All the very best. Do comment below. Let me know how is Saturn reacting in the fifth house for you. What kind of Mahadasha Antardasha you are going through. Are you going through Sarisati and whatnot? And we will take it forward from there. And do subscribe. Okay. Let's move to Leo. All the Leo rising and Leo ascendant people, we will see that Mars, your Yoga Karaka planet, is going to the eighth house for you. Now, eighth house is the house that is related to general overall life transformation, but it is also related to your in-laws. It is also related to all the kind of addictions, or we can say any kind of bad habits, fear, very uncertain critical illnesses. Everything is seen from the eighth house. Now, while Saturn is here in a Dushtana in 6, 8, and 12 houses, generally malefics give good results. So, Saturn is not very, very bad or malefically placed here. But when it comes to Mars here, Mars is more dominant and will become more powerful. If you see at the moment, from 2nd of April and between 14th of April, Sun will be also be in the eighth house. So that means generally on a very large level, there is going to be a very big transformation overall in your life, not only in your career, not only in your personality, but in an overall sense. One important thing that we should never forget is that fourth house lord is come to the eighth house, which means that there is possibility some kind of real estate related, some kind of home related, or something at the home side. We will see some kind of changes. When it comes to health, on a general level for yourself or even for your in-laws, this becomes a very critical as well as crucial time, so you need to take extra care of it. With Mars being the ninth house lord sitting 12th from itself, there can be possibility that suddenly a long distance travel or very far away you will have to travel. So that is something that can come suddenly without any kind of um, reasoning suddenly. Also, with this period, if you look here, Saturn has been aspecting your 10th house, your second house, as well as your fifth house, which means that the income area suddenly must have become, and career area must have become too stagnant, or we can say too stalled. Here, the heavy responsibilities or the delays that came related to your taxes, your inheritance, any problems related to family life, this may all solve at this point of time. You will see some great progress when it comes to family dynamics. because of the second aspect, because of the aspect of the second house of Mars. And Mars is Yoga Karka, which means very important planet for Leo ascendant people. With Saturn also making a Vipreet Raj Yog here, which is the sixth house lord in the eighth house, we will see that because of the delays of Saturn, if things related to we can say shared resources, where you are supposed to get some money from somewhere, where there is some deal that has happened related to sharing of resources of any kind, that also will start happening. Mars is aspecting the 11th house, which means there are possible sudden gains, and these gains can come from your social circle. So that is one very great news. Mars is looking with the seventh aspect on the second house, which means monetary wise, money wise benefit also is seen during this period. And especially not only the money that is in your bank account, but also getting some money either from tax return, either from something to do with more of, we can say, some investments that have been done in the past which you have forgotten, and suddenly you will see that there are you know monetary benefit that is supposed to happen. And the most important thing is that, related to your siblings, related to your friends, if there was any kind of rift, battle, challenges, you will see everything to be getting solved at this point of time. So overall, the transit of Mars in the eighth house for all the Leo ascendant people is actually better than expected. While they are all preparing, see, Mars also is preparing, and Sun also is preparing. It's going to go into the ninth house, on 11th of May, and 14th of April only Sun will go into the ninth house, which means that destiny has to awaken. There is going to be good things coming through destiny, through that area of life. So we should just anticipate, and at this point of time, just make sure, be very patient. When eighth house is activated with malefics and more malefics, the Sun is also here, Mars is also here, Saturn is also here. In that cases, sometimes accident or sudden events related to daydreaming, and suddenly you get into an accident. Suddenly, because of a bad habit or because of some drinking, excessive drinking, you may feel under the weather or sometimes get challenges related to your health. So overall, this time is a time where, importantly, more ethics, more patience, and more less risk, less adventure has to be taken. Generally, life is going to become too transforming for you. Okay, so I hope you got it, and will take care of this period, and all the very best, because honestly, it's going to be a major transformation that will lead to some great destiny results. So something good is coming. All the best. Take care. Do comment below. Let me know how do you feel about this transit, and what is Saturn doing since the signs it has come from to the eighth house from last March. How things are going on. I want to know everything. So please put it down. Virgo, for all the Virgo rising, here we will see that seventh house is where Saturn and Mars are going to make a conjunction from 2nd of April till 11th of May. While the entire focus goes on, partnerships, public relations, spouse, you must have seen that from the time Saturn comes in, Saturn really gets directional strength. Saturn in the seventh house has directional strength here, and Mars here is in Marana Karakasthana. That means Mars feels like a dead person. But when it comes to combination of Saturn and Mars, Mars actually wins here, because Mars is too dominant. See, Saturn gets debilitated in the sign of Mars, Aries. Mars gets exalted in the sign of Cancer, Capricorn. So you will see in a positive way that Mars is too overpowering when it comes to Saturn and Mars conjunction. Now here, Saturn in the seventh house may often bring lot of coldness in distance, in marriage, and sometimes in business also. But Mars here is arriving to heat things up. You will see that with Mars coming to this kind of a water sign, it will make sure that there is lot of movement here, especially related to relationships. If you are in a relationships and things are not moving forward, like to getting into a certain commitment kind of a phase, or where you are in a commitment in your relationship, but the final, do we go this side, that side, are we saying yes for formal relationship or no? You will see that kind of period will start happening for you. This is also a period where you will see that business contracts which have been delayed or not getting into the right position for a very long time will also now take action, and you are going to see some great and positive results there also. One more important thing here. Now, this is kind of a make and break situation also, where you will no longer tolerate all the Saturn delays and in commitment, in communication, in any areas of life. Best here is that, and the great news here is that because of this kind of a placement, you will see that overall things that have you have been clinging on for a very long time, like maybe you're waiting for a job offer, you're waiting for a contract, finally it is also a period where you say, okay, end this, no more waiting, let me go into a different direction. So you will stop wasting a lot of time also. And when it comes to long standing grievances, long standing challenges or commitment with partnership, you will see that you will be able to resolve that also in a very easy and a very powerful manner. One thing that you will see here with Mars is not only the placement, but because of the aspects of Mars also, things start moving in very powerful manner. From here, Mars will put the fourth aspect on the 10th house, which is the house that is related to your career, where Mars has great directional strength. So here you're going to expect some great positivity related to your career. You will see that the force, the kind of initiation, the kind of power, the kind of status, the kind of help that you require to move forward in your career, you are going to get it. On top of that, not only career, but there is going to be major personality as well as financial transformation also that we will see. The reason is that Mars is going to put an aspect on the Lagna ascendant, where it is going to give you yourself that power. See, Saturn looking there is making you lazy. Mars looking there is going to make you extremely action oriented, action taking person. So that's a very good news. Now, Mars is also putting an aspect on the second house of family, values, as well as money. Since it is putting the eighth aspect there, there can be chances of some sudden gains related to money, sudden bank account, what you say, sudden accumulation in your bank account, and also on a very larger scale, that some kind of major family transformation also. Sometimes in this is a situation where you may be thinking about adding yourself a new fixed asset, like getting into more of a real estate kind of an area, that I want to buy real estate, I want to invest into that area. This is the nature of this kind of a transit that is happening with Mars being into the seventh house. Now, seventh house is also the house that is called a Maraka. Maraka means it's a death inflicting house. It does not mean you die, you're going to die or this transit, no. But it means that health wise, we need to be very careful. The area that actually is ruled by Mars in the seventh house is the seventh house rules actually your genitals, your sexual organs, and sometimes even the lower abdomen, hernia, when we talk about any kind of UTIs, urine infections, all this kind of problems may come because Mars is a fire planet coming into the sign of water. So waterborne diseases can be higher during this period. Mars is the lord of the 8,000, sitting exactly 12th from itself. So sometimes it can create some sudden panic, sudden stress related to health. But on the other hand, if you look at Mars, it is also the third house lord in the seventh house. That means open, clear communication and lot of effort in this area will actually make all the things that are not possible very much possible. So it's a very great placement, very great transit. I wish you and hope that this brings a lot of success to you. Let's comment below, let me know from the time Saturn is here what has happened to your higher education. It must have got delayed. Saturn is looking at the Lagna, a lot of laziness when it comes to even Saturn aspecting the fourth house from the seventh house, the 10th aspect. It can also be creating some kind of stuck attitude in the home house area. That's exactly how it feels here. But Mars is coming and making things very lighter for you. All the best. Have a great and a beautiful time. I will see you next week or next transit with some new more insights. And do comment below. Let me know how your Saturn has been treating you in the seventh house. All the best. Libra. Now, for all the Libra rising, you will see here Mars, Mars is very important planet, seventh house lord and second house lord. That means, in a general sense, it is considered the planet of Lord, the money, values, your possessions, and also your relationship and partnerships. So there are good and bad news both. So I will give you both. The good news is that because Mars is coming to the sixth house of enemies and workplace politics and daily routine, where Saturn has been sitting, which is your yoga karka, but in the sixth house, Saturn will take everything lightly. Mars is not a light planet. It will come here and immediately start acting on your workplace politics. It will make sure all the enemies go to the right place. When it is here, it will also start triggering all your routines. See, discipline is there, but are you following that regularly? Is where Mars comes and gives you that force, that energy to do, great stuff. Those people who are facing a lot of judicial problems. Now there is a thin line here. Judicial problems either related to property, either related to any other disputes, fights, okay. But when it comes to marital, then this is not a good time for Libra. When it comes to marital, the seventh house lord has exactly come 12th from itself, which means that there is a possibility that those people who are fighting litigation related to marriage or marital environment, they may face some challenges here. Not great news for them. But otherwise, if you're fighting a litigation related to property, related to vehicle cases, related to any other monetary disputes, debt, then you are going to win. So that is not a problem. But only on the marital side, if you're in a divorce case, etc., and your date comes here, then it's not a very good for you. Saturn also here in the sixth house has been a very slow grind on daily life and health management and taking actions or thinking about I will do this but not taking. Here, Mars will provide a massive surge, also in your immunity, also in your ideas, also in your daily routines, everywhere. Mars is going to build that competitive energy around you because this also is the house of competition. In this period between 2nd of April and 11th of May, if you are giving any exams, if there is any kind of test, if there is any kind of interviews, then the chances of you clearing that with less effort is much more higher than struggling, and coming to the last point and not getting ahead. So here, less effort, more energy, and more winning streak is going to be seen here. You will also see that during this time, you will find the strength to crush your opposition and settle long standing debts. Sometimes, it is again related to siblings, with family, with friends, with anyone who has to pay you back. There is a great possibility that if you try during this period, that kind of payment will also come back to you. Mars, actually, there is one important thing. So if you have been struggling with a lot of disease related, like especially disease related to either muscles, either blood, we talk about Mars, we talk about mostly muscles and blood is what Mars will rule actually on a larger level. So here, if you are facing to any kind of problems like blood pressure, blood clotting, when we talk about muscle spasms, muscle related problems, Mars also gives that ease and relaxation in that area. So you are going to make sure that you have the heat to burn it out also. So lot of health problems will also go away. Now there is sometimes, because of this Saturn only placed here, and now because Mars is also here, Sun is also here, so it's such a powerful period actually going on for you. And especially with Sun coming here, you must have seen that in the past few weeks there would have been a big revelation in the social circle, that somewhere your friends or how other people treat you, what other people think about you, what other people are actually saying behind you. Lot of things come on surface at this point of time when Sun comes here. But on a larger level, with this Mars coming here, it is one of the most benefic placement for enemies. No enemies will be able to trouble you. Now, not only Mars, but the aspect of Mars are also very important. Now, look, one aspect of Mars goes to the ninth house. The fourth aspect, that means those who have been struggling for higher education, those who do not have any spark, any motivation left in that area, will start learning. Even if you have thought about starting some courses, you will be able to complete it. Mars is looking at the 12th house. The combination of fourth and seventh aspect of Mars, that is on the ninth and 12th house, also tells that obstacles or competition that has been happening for you to stop from traveling to a foreign country or settling in a foreign country, or even sometimes getting your visa, passport applications, anything where there is pending things, you will see sudden surge of movement and things will be in your favor. At least not the document you will get, but you will get the confirmation that it is all done. So somewhere, you will see progress. And Mars is putting the eighth aspect on ascendant now, which means that there is possibility that there is going to be physical transformation that will happen during this period, because you will harder than ever, effortlessly, effortlessly also things you will see coming to you, because the surge of energy that you have is converting into a very larger thing that you cannot see right now. And those who have been obstructing your path for a very long time will get sidelined at this point of time. So overall, the best placement for you, the best focus for you, is related to your career, related to workplace, and related to enemies. Those who have been really facing competitive energy, Now that competitive energy will come into that competitive spirit, and you are going to win all of the competitions. All the very best. I hope that you got a little bit of clarity about this transit. Do comment below. Let me know about how you are feeling with this kind of placement of all the planets, like especially with Saturn coming to the sixth house from last year being your yoga karaka. How have it been treating you? And with Mars coming here, I want to later also see after 2nd of April till 11th of May if there is any possibility. Come back and tell me how things are actually now picking up. Okay, all the very best. Thank you. For Scorpio people, you will see that Mars is the ruler of your ascendant, right? And also it's ascendant of the sixth house. That means everything related to enemies, as well as your whole personality, your whole existence depend on Mars. While Mars is coming to the fifth house, which is one of the most benefic place for any kind of planet to come, here Mars is going to become much more and very powerful and very great, even greater than the Lord of the fifth house. That means even greater than Jupiter. So this is a very great placement. This fifth house is considered the house of creativity, romance, children. You know, you become that unstoppable force of nature because it is Mars. Mars is a go-getter. It's not like Saturn who's sitting here and delaying things. Mars comes here and says, "Where is delay? Come on, tell me." Impulsively, Mars will try to work out a deal or work out something and get everything in your action. So that is something that has been doing. Also, when it comes to Saturn here, you must have seen over the past 1 year from March of 2025 till now, you must have seen that things related to, love life, or we talk about joy, creative projects, startups, romance. And romance means, I mean, especially romance converting into something different. You must have had seen there will always be some obstacle or cold behavior from the other side, or even with children. Children will also not listen to you at this point of time. There will be no motivation only left that, oh, what should I do? You will say, okay, whatever comes my way. But this Mars comes and brings back that again, that fire ignites in this place. When it comes to relationships, and especially when it comes to intimate relationships, or we call about romantic relationships, you will see that the initiative that you will take is going to be much more brighter and positive than before. With Mars, there is also sometimes losses to enemy and destruction of enemies when it comes to the fifth house. And the reason is because sixth house lord is gone 12th. So who does get all the problems? Your enemies, diseases, loans, debt. So this is a time that speculative income, speculative gain related to your stock and share market, and any kind of speculative somewhere where you can get some sudden money, that also can come here, which is very good. And recovery or debt, like if you're in too much of debt, this is the time that you will get opportunities where you will be able to recover debt, or create some income so that you can ward off your debts. This is very good. Mars here is now going to break a lot of chains, and you will pursue your romantic interest or creative hobbies with a fierce, intuitive passion that leaves no room for Saturn's doubt or delays or struggle or confusion. Nothing. It has to happen. See, the reason you have to understand, if you look at the nature of Mars and nature of Saturn, Saturn does not like impulsiveness because it's a very slow planet. Mars is impulsive. Secondly, when Mars and Saturn are together, Mars becomes more powerful because Mars becomes debilitated. Mars becomes exalted in the sign of Capricorn, and Saturn becomes debilitated in the sign of Mars, Aries. So this means that Mars has overpower. Mars is more stronger than Saturn, which is why when it comes to the fifth house, it will drive everything very in an awesome way. Because Mars is going to making a combination with the eighth house with the fourth aspect, there is also something that we cannot ignore, and that is related to lottery. Whenever 8,000, fourth house, fifth house is any kind of combination, there can be sudden surge in income, either through lottery, either through in-laws, either through not your money, insurance money, tax money. So somewhere these kind of things also you can expect. Mars is looking at the 11th house with the seventh aspect. There can be also possibility that people from your social circle, people from that environment of friends and colleagues may also come to your support. And Mars is putting an aspect on the 12th house, which means that there is possibility, the eighth aspect, that those who are already in a foreign country right now, a major career transformation is coming for you in a foreign country. Workplace changes, status changes, getting some visas. Sometimes if you're going through a very bad Maharashtra, so then expenses also happen in a foreign country. And that expenses also means loss of job can also happen. But it all depends on personal Mahadasha and Antardasha. We cannot just judge it only based on the transit. So, with this Mars coming to this sign, you will see that you are going to become more dominant in romance, more dominant around your children, more dominant and confident when it comes to investing into speculative ventures. And also you will see that finally there is going to be that rapid explosive launch of those people who want to start something new, get into a new job, do a new learning, new education. Everything is going to be very, very awesome for you, and the energy of Saturn is going to completely get diminished because of Mars' presence here, which is a very great news, by the way. Already Saturn is combust, but now here Mars is going to make it much more powerful. This fifth house, much more energy, ball of fire right now. In water, just imagine two fiery, glowing objects. That's how beautiful this placement is right now. All the best. Have a great and a beautiful time. Fifth house is also the house of Purva Punya. That means some of the effort that you have done in the past but never got recognition for it, you will get recognition for that also. Beautiful placement. All the best. Thank you. Have a great and a beautiful time. I will see you in the next video. Do comment below. Let me know about your transits, about your Mahadasha. What is happening? What are you feeling? What is the current goal that you want to achieve? Because if there is other planetary combination, I may be able to give you some guidance. So do comment below. Sagittarius. Now, this transit actually hits especially your fourth house. Now, with Mars coming to the fourth house, which is a very natural energy for Mars also to manifest, it's not the place, it's actually the place of Moon to show nurturing. But when it comes to the real estate factor, when it comes to land, real estate, property, vehicles, everything, the significator of all this is Mars. So here Mars becomes very, very comfortable. This transit will hit your core, home, mother, and inner peace, these areas. Especially with Saturn in the fourth house, you will often feel like heavy weight on your heart, delays in property matters, in vehicle purchasing. Sometimes, the problem is not getting solved only for home. Like there is one repair that comes, it will keep on coming. Old things, when Saturn comes to the fourth house, generally old things in your home needs repair, needs attention. That's exactly how the nature of Saturn is. Mars will come here as a renovation master. It will say, don't worry, I am here to take sudden, give you that sudden force so that changes can happen in a very, very awesome manner. In this Mars, you will see that there is going to be sudden changes even in your domestic environment, even in sometimes, if you're working from home, work from home, office, etc., there is going to be some changes. As simple as adding a wood, adding a new table to your life, adding a new chair to your life, adding new things in your environment at your home office also, and inside your home also. Some kind of renovations and constructions are also seen during this time. You will see that you will have the energy to tackle home repairs, family disputes that has been lingering from months. You must have been seeing that this is going bad, replace it. This is going bad, replace it. And finally, you will come to a point where you will say, let's just accumulate everything. Whatever you think is wrong, let's replace it. That is the kind of nature this Mars comes here. Because Mars is a go-getter. It will say that I need to finish all the tasks related to fourth house. That's the nature of Mars. Since Mars is also a Trikona lord here, that is a fifth house lord in the fourth house, sometimes this is the time that your children may be applying for foreign country, going abroad, starting education in a foreign country, or maybe your love partner, your romantic partner, your partner, generally who you love, who are you in love with, may also be suddenly now showing attributes of traveling somewhere. So that is the kind of Mars that you have here right now. But overall, the emotional stagnation which Saturn has caused is going to get overpowered by action. That is exactly how the nature is working. So Mars does not sit here alone. Mars has aspects also. So it is not only placement, it is aspects. Mars is looking at the seventh house with the fourth aspect. So there is going to be a lot of repair related to your relationship also, marital life also. Mars, marital, Mars, martial. Sometimes, depending on your Mahadasha, Antardasha, marital life will become better. Sometimes that marital life can turn into a martial life also. So it depends on which aspect and which area, which junction you are at life right now. But yes, Mars is looking from here to the 10th house where it gets Digabala, directional strength. Because of that strength, you will be the right one, right person at this point of time to identify opportunities in your workplace. And opportunities has to come. It is supposed to be coming not only in your workplace where you are, but maybe in different departments, or maybe somewhere out of your country, home country. If there is possibility that your company opens up some positions in foreign country, maybe you apply and you get it at this point of time. This is the kind of nature that you have. Also, because it is looking with the eighth aspect on the 11th house, there is going to be possibility that big changes in your social circle, or the people you talk to, the people you regularly meet, somewhere this is a time of lot of cutting down people, like those people who have been energy vampires trying to take up too much of your energy. This is the time to slice them off from your life and live a very nice, happy, more confident life. So it is very great for career. It is great for home repairs. It is great for all the things related to family. Somewhere, you know what happens when Saturn comes, slowly you become very patient in the home matters. You say, okay, you know what, there is someone causing problem, okay, let it be, ignore. But at this point of time, you are going to be a ball of fire. Sun is also here, and sun is going to get into exaltation very soon, this month only. Now this means that this is the time that you will take show extra courage, take extra action, so be very powerful, be very open, be very verbal at this point of time. And secret hidden enemies in your family, those who have been in the family and those who are trying to tarnish your image from outside, may also get exposed. So it's a very nice transit. In Saturn and in Mars, Mars will always win over Saturn. Saturn gets debilitated in the house of Mars, and Mars gets exalted in the sign of Saturn, in the sign of Capricorn. So that means Mars has a bigger say when it comes to Saturn and Mars together. So all the very best. I see you next video with some more and more insights. And do comment below. Let me know about how Saturn has created that, delays in real estate, home related isolation problems, and what are you expecting at the moment. Also tell about your ascendant in your Mahadasha Antardasha, because it will give me clear idea if there is anything I need to guide you immediately based on the placements of your planets. Thank you. All the very best. See you next week. And let's move to the sign of Capricorn. Now for Capricorn, you will see here that third house is where Mars will be doing a transit from 2nd of April till 11th of May. Saturn is already here. Saturn is not at a very, very high degree, but Saturn is here. Now, in such cases, you will see that Mars will immediately gain degrees and make a conjunction combination with Saturn. The third house is the house of Parakrama, the house of taking action. Now, who wins here? You tell me. Saturn has very less interest in taking action, because Saturn says, I want you to be patient. I want you to be patient. But Mars comes here and say, I don't have patience. When it's about courage, when it's about communication, when it's about action, when it's about taking initiative, Mars is a go-getter. It will start immediately, like pounce immediately to take action. You will see that there is going to be a massive boost in your, we can say, mental processing power, the bravery, the risk taking attitude, the communication that you have been hesitant to do for a very long time. You will see now this is the time that I want to be absolutely open and very powerful, like show other people that I have the power. This typical Capricorn caution is discarded for more adventurous, risk taking and martial approach. You will see that rather than playing very safe, now you will go into the battle, like directly into the battle, that okay, whatever is happening, let me, like if there is a problem going on, you will say, I don't want to stay away from this, I want to be a part of this problem, even if that is not your problem. Sometimes that is a way where the Mars fourth aspect on the sixth house can cause certain enemies at this point of time, who try to be little bit of considerate only about your own personal interest rather than going to other people's life. That's my suggestion to you. You will also see that you will speak at this point of time with lot of confidence, lot of courage, that will actually make sure that other people will suddenly be surprised at what the hell happened to this person. How can he become such confident over a period of time? And this is the nature of Mars. Mars is putting an aspect on the ninth house of destiny also. So that means your gurus, your teachers, your mentors, your bosses are going to be really in awe that what the hell happened? How can you become so powerful, so awesome at communication? The main reason is not because of this other aspects. The eighth aspect of Mars on the 10th house of your career and occupation and karma, which gets directional strength. So there is a major transformation coming in the career side for you, coming in the power, the dignity, the ranking that you have been desiring, that you have been deserving. Now this is the time to make noise about it and actually, snatch it from other people. That is the way to go about this period. Now we will see that short trips or siblings relationship and even skill learning, which was very very actually out of sight, out of mind. Suddenly it will come to you. You will be doing everything with a lot of speed. There will be no delays in related to your communication. If I ask you something earlier, you would have said after 2 days. Now it is immediate reply. Then if you have to go somewhere, make a travel decision, immediate decisions, and there will be travel during this time because of work, because of sometimes even some seminars or some maybe knowledge, what you say, knowledge jamming. You can go somewhere. Mars always demands immediate results and giving you the physical stamina also to outspace everyone in your immediate environment. That means even your siblings, younger siblings, even someone who is in your neighborhood, even someone who is connected to your, your someone who's connected to your communication throughout, always someone who's only banking on your communication and the way you talk to them or way you are guiding them. You will see that they will all be under some super control. This Mars is actually, also the Lord of the 11th house in the third house. Those who are in social media, social circles, social environment, digital marketing, anything to do with digital marketing, sales, you may see also a surge in your income, as well as the dependence of people on you are going to be much and much more powerful during this time. Third house also tells us about, various shoulder and neck related ailments. Now when Saturn is here, if there was any kind of recovery that is required for your shoulder, hands, neck means the lower part of the neck, otherwise neck is the second house, but here the lower part of the neck where the joints are there, and if there was too much pain, problems, challenges that you were facing, you will see that in this period of time, slowly all the problems will also start going away from your life related to health. Muscle recovery happens when Mars enters into the third house. So with proper exercises and doing yoga, pranayama, meditation, there can be possibility that the frozen shoulder, the ailments related to your neck, shoulder, back, lower back, sciatica pain, all this seen from the third house, it will suddenly start getting improved, and you will see a very very nice, beautiful time for yourself. I hope that you got a little bit of clarity. One more thing which I did not say is that because Mars is putting the fourth aspect on the sixth house, there may be possibility that those people who were trying to create a very unpleasant environment in your workplace may suddenly get kicked off. So it is a victory for you also. If you're giving any kind of exams, any kind of competition, any kind of interviews, it is a victory for you because it is not making only combination with the sixth house, with the fourth aspect, but also eighth aspect on the 10th house, which tells that there is a big major changes coming in your workplace. So all the very best. Super transit for you. And I'll see you next video. Do comment below, let me know what is happening with from the time Saturn is here, and in the Saturn and Mars combination, Mars is going to win. So very nice. And do comment below, let me know how have you been going, what is your Mahadasha Antardasha, what kind of results are you awaiting, what kind of goals you want to achieve. I will tell you with the transit system that when you can expect some great news as well. So thank you, all the very best. Aquarius. Now, for Aquarius people, this is the house of wealth. Where Saturn is already transit, and it's your Lagna lord in the second house. So obviously, Rahu being your sub lord is also in the Lagna right now. Now, with this placement, Mars coming to the second house means that third house lord, the lord of communication, is coming to the house of speech. Somewhere where you have seen that you have surpassed or you have controlled over your mouth, that okay, I will not say anything, I will not go wrong, I will not say bad, I will show patience. In between 2nd of April and 11th of May, that patience may no longer be there. This is also the house that is related to your financial revolution. There is with Mars like planet coming here, a big financial revolution is seen. See, it is the lord of the 10th house. Karma has to be happening because of Mars. And when the 10th house lord goes to the second house, there is going to be surge in income. When it comes to surge in income, remember one thing, guys, whatever you want to understand this, Mars is the richest planet of all the Navagrahas. The reason, Mars is the son of Bhumi. Bhumi means earth. and Earth, it inherited everything that Earth has. So Mars is the richest planet in the Kali Yuga in our plane at the moment. You cannot get anything from Jupiter. Jupiter does not have that inheritance that Mars has. That's why always Mars is considered the planet of inheritance. Saturn, your ruler, has been forcing you to save and speak with caution, delay your conversation sometimes, even to maintain peace and happiness, not even revolt, not even show aggressive attitude when it comes to you suffering because of other people's problem. But Mars enters to demand a more aggressive approach to your resources. Either it is related to the value system, your self-respect, either it is related to money, it is related to family values, somewhere where you were getting surpassed. People were trying to put you down. Mars comes and suddenly blows everything up. Not only Mars, but Sun is also here in the second house. Your seventh house Lord is also in the second house. Health wise, not a very great placement of Sun, but otherwise, when it comes to your dignity, my God, both these fire planets in the water sign, they make sure that emotionally you don't take any decision. You will always take decision in a very fiery manner when it comes to the second house placement of such kind of aggressive, we can say, Krura grahas, Mars and Sun and Saturn also. Saturn is completely combust. It does not have anything to do. From 2nd of April till 14th, Sun will be present here. Then Sun will also become exalted in the third house of Parakrama, which is very great. But Mars here is in superpower. Sometimes you may find yourself speaking very harsh truths to family members or making sudden and bold investments that people say, oh, this is a taboo in our family. We never did this. So you said, I don't care. I will do it. That is the kind of nature this time is saying, that you may be suddenly showing very impulsive actions. But it is good also. If you don't take risk, then how will you get the rewards? With Mars putting the fourth aspect on the fifth house, which means that you have to sometimes take speculative risk because it has to give you reward in that same way. And since it's looking at the eighth and the ninth house, there is going to be transformation in your destiny. The eighth aspect of Mars, the transformative aspect of Mars, goes on the ninth house of your destiny. So your destiny is going to have a nice reset button during this period. See the poverty mindset, because Saturn is here. Oh, I have only this much. I will save it. I will not use it and whatnot. And oh, what if it does not come? That insecurity. That is what poverty mindset or financial delays often associated with Saturn in the second are now overpowered by Mars drive for accumulation. Mars is a go-getter. It does not wait for the time, and it is in 2nd of April to 11th of May, it will make abundance of money will come to you. And one good news related to this money also is that if there is any money that has been borrowed by friends, borrowed by siblings, borrowed by some close relatives, or we can say even your neighbors, this is the time that it may come returned to you. So you are very happy about this. Also, when it comes about Mars is always exploring. Mars is always on watch. See, the nakshatra Mars rules is Mrigashara, always on watch, always looking for something. That's why you will have the energy to create new income streams also defend your values with fierce unwavering authority that commands respects and also results. But it has to be all done in a hidden manner. Remember what happens with Mars putting an aspect on the eighth house. If you to become too vocal about what you are doing, the other party, the people who can get offended or who can get not great results out of it, who are jealous from you, may react at this point of time, and your work may be just half baked. Then it is better to be as secretive, as silent, as what you say, we can say, as vigilant about how people are looking at you at this point of time. That is important here, very important. So communication, do it, but don't announce or don't celebrate too early. Let the work happen, then you announce that, okay, this happened and I am celebrating today. So that is the nature that you need to follow. Sometimes in this situation, also related to children, related to love life, because Mars is putting an aspect on the fifth house with the fourth aspect, you may see that some kind of emotional discussion or emotional connection builds. Sometimes that may start with an aggressive attitude, but build on an emotional level. Those who are studying, those who are giving exams, those who are in students, they will also see sudden surge of energy, sudden surge of, concentration, and very, very great transit. In the transit of Mars, Saturn, even being the Lagna Lord, is not powerful, and Mars is only going to win here with full votes, full victory, without even having any 1% fear of Saturn. So Mars wins. All the very best. I hope that you got a little bit of clarity about this Mars transit from 2nd of April to 11th of May, and it's going to be in conjunction here with Saturn. So I hope that you are understanding that Mars will win over all the slow qualities of Saturn. Simple one liner. And it is all related to your second house, with Mars aspecting your fourth house, eighth house, and ninth house. I hope you got it. Okay. Now, do comment below. Let me know what kind of stage you are in. What is the financial problems that is going on? Is there any money that has been given and not coming back? Also, I want to know about family dynamics. That always, in this situation, you become kind of a person who's suffering in family. But with Mars coming between 2nd of April and 11th of May, you will be ferocious. So I want to know everything. Put down below so that I can relate, and also tell me about your ascendant Mahadasha Antardasha, so that I can give you any kind of guidance if it comes to my mind when I'm reading your comment. Thank you. For Pisces, we will see that this transit is directly occurring to yourself. Now, that means in your ascendant Lagna. With Mars coming to the ascendant from 2nd of April till 11th of May, it's a very, very major transformative period for you. Because see, when it comes to ascendant here, it is kind of a natural place of Mars. Because see, all the zodiac starts from Aries, but when it comes to the first house, that's a natural drive, our effort, our personality, our action, our risk-taking ability, our dignity, our attitude, our self, our body, bodily structure, everything is ruled by the first house. With Saturn coming here, you must have seen the laziness, from last year onwards. It could be continuously lazy, always thinking I will do it, but no action. Do it, no action. Extra hard work, very less recognition, because Saturn is putting aspect on the third, seventh, and 10th house. So here it shows that very, very slow recognition. But Mars is coming here with full power. Mars is not only going to be looking at the fourth house and make you social security, emotional security much more powerful, but also going to look at seventh and eighth house here, which is related to more intense partnerships, or sometimes partnership wise, if people are taking advantage of you. And because of Saturn's energy, you have been going on and on and on. Mars comes here and puts a full stop there. So, which is good. Sometimes endings is also very important. And because Mars is looking at the eighth house here, it is going to bring a major transformation in overall personality that you have. Now, you may be undergoing a massive physical or personal rebranding because of this Mars. What Saturn has put it on very stagnant behavior or very slow movement, Mars comes and suddenly gives that surge. Suddenly we are driving, our leg is on the clutch, and suddenly there is a little bit of surge. We give a little bit of, clutch, what you say, gas pedal. We just put a little bit of pressure, and suddenly the car goes fast. That is this sudden fast that is required. Life cannot go slow. So Mars will come and push. Sun is also here. Sun is going to get exalted in the second house for you from 14th of April. So just imagine, in the ascendant, you will be having a soldier or a commander in chief army driving you. In the second house, there is the king sitting on throne of money. What do you need more? Such a beautiful placement. You will also see this is a water sign. Fire planets do not give very great results, but because Mars and Saturn, Mars feels Saturn as enemy, Sun feels Saturn as enemy. In that case, both will perform very much better, so that they can put the energy of Saturn down. Now, Saturn also makes you feel very aged here, very restricted, but Mars will act as a fountain of youth, man. Very, very energetic, very powerful. Your whole personality is going to change. The 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 kind of initiatives that you were not taking and you were hesitant, without even other people supporting you, you will take initiatives at this point of time. You will have an intense urge to change your physical look, the way people pursue you, the attitude around you. This is suddenly coming. And slowness of your personal growth is absolutely replaced with big warrior like focus. Not only your goals and gains and your monetary benefit happens, but also a very majorly your destiny is transforming at this point of time. See, the ninth house lord is Mars and coming to the Lagna, which means that there is going to be some change in around your destiny pattern. Somewhere you were going somewhere, nothing is happening, coming back with a down phase. Now you go for an interview and see the power that you have, see the authority, see the courage, see the environment that is built. Mars is going to make an environment beforehand. It will give you comfort beforehand. Mars will always drive you towards obstacles. It has to. Obstacles are going to be there, Mars tells, okay, let's overcome an obstacle. Saturn is like a planet where an obstacle is there. It will say, oh, there is an obstacle. What do I do now? That's how. Mars says, there is an obstacle. I will screw this obstacle. I will move forward. That is the nature of these two planets. Now here you will see that it's a period of your peak willpower. It is period of your personal dominance over yourself. Forget about the outer world. This is the time to take control of your own self. And with Mars aspecting on the fourth house, all the real estate related matters, real estate related progress, which were completely stalled, nothing was working out, will also start working. When it comes to marriage, especially marriage, marital, like marriage, fixing of marriage, getting the right partner for marriage, all the slow things that were happening in and exchanging the, what you say, the energies, like, okay, we like this person, we don't like this person, getting acceptance is going to become much more faster. And a very great news for those people who are in tech, who are in cybersecurity, who are in medical research, who are in PhDs. It's going to give you a boost now, and you are going to achieve something that you did not even desire. Like sudden gains are going to happen for you because of the eighth aspect of Mars on the house of Venus in the eighth house. So it's a beautiful period, a great time for you to overcome almost all the obstacles in life. Okay, I hope that you got this clear. Do comment below. Let me know, how do you feel about this Mars? How do you feel about this Saturn? From the time Saturn is here, tell me about what are the feelings here. How is your career going? Because see, there are three places: your effort, your relationship and spouse and marriage, and your career. You have to be more expressive to say that what kind of Mahadasha, Antardasha you are in, what kind of placement you have in your birth chart, and where things are becoming very slow. I will be able to give you some advice if I come across the right description. So how to take it forward. Okay. Thank you. All the very best. I hope that you have a very pleasant and a beautiful time. And this transit is really, really a transforming transit. So make the best of it. I will see you in the next video. Till the time when we meet again. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Lakshmi. Om